Memphis on Main is a bar, downtown Champaign, where I do a lot of stand-up, host stand-up night there sometimes. And Joe Brewer is a guy who comes to the open mic night a lot and goes up on stage and does his own weird little bits.
That's an E.
Okay. Oh my God. You're being filmed. He's pointing the big wiener at you.
Let me tell you about Joe. It seems like just 6 weeks ago I met Joe.
He'd only been coming here for just a few months, so didn't know him well.
We were over here in Memphis, and he comes up to me and slaps me on the shoulder and tells me about the fact that he's an ex-con. He says, "Would you believe that I'm an ex-con?" And I thought to myself, well, yeah, I do actually believe that you would be an ex-con. At the time, I just thought he was really wasted. I didn't know that he necessarily had a problem.
Well, Joe, in the criminal justice community, would be considered a 1096, which is a mental subject.
He seems to me to perhaps be slightly mentally ill to some degree. He seems to me to possibly be high-functioning autistic, maybe suffering some neurological damage from years of alcohol abuse or something like that.
He's not a bad person. I think there's something mentally wrong with him. And then when he gets to drinking, it adds to it.
Sometimes he just goes up with an acoustic guitar and starts strumming open strings and making weird gurgling noises. I think it's brilliant in an Andy Kaufman-esque way, and sometimes I think maybe this man's entire life is some weird Kaufman-esque fucking surreal performance art or something, or he's really like that.
Joe had a system. Bring your guitar in, whether or not you know how to play it.
He asked me to tune it.
Somebody will tune it for you.
Yep.
It's sort of like how I get my lawn mowed.
I told him Eric Clapton tunes my guitars. You got to talk to him.
And so Joe got up there and he did his thing. He said something. I can't remember exactly what the subject matter was, but something like, "I'm here, you there."
When he first started coming in, he'd left here one time. He had a little lunchbox cooler thing, and somebody just checked it, and there was toothpaste and deodorant and stuff like that. So yeah, I do get the impression he does. I mean, if he is homeless, he does keep himself well groomed. We'll say that for him. So, but I just think there's something a little wrong with him.
He said he works for a construction company that's doing some of the construction downtown, the remodeling after that big fire and whatnot.
Well, he has one child that is in Iraq and is supposedly only 20 years old, and he's told fairly often that his son is getting, injured. He mentioned stitches in his face, something like that.
He's told me before that he has a kid, and he really loves his kid. He's left comedy night before in the middle, just midway through, just be like, I gotta go deal with my kid and I gotta go help with that.
His daughter is at the pavilion, and she has a mental illness of some type, perhaps genetic, but he seems genuinely concerned about both of them, and he seems that he wants to take care of them in the best capacity that he can.
All you gotta do is telephone. And when I got home, my wife, she showed me beat me.
At the subscriber's request, this phone does not accept incoming calls.
So he's a man who loves his kid. I don't think he's married to the mom anymore. I don't really know the whole story on that one, but he's just a character, man, local character.
Joe is just another individual that's trying to make his way through a troubled, turbulent world, and he's been set with a disadvantage that not a lot of us have to deal with. But he's got on his side the fact that he is just easy to talk to and very cheerful. And I love the guy.
Joe, I love you. I love you, Joe.
Joe.
I love you, Joe.